Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another Monday weekly reading. Let's get started with some smudge. So I've just taken a piece of my sage. Some for you, some for me, some for our cards, which is the Goddess Power Oracle deck today. There we go. Now, open our circle, shuffle. All right, our first card. So the energy of the week is number 23, Ishtar, and her card is about communion. She's also in the upright empowerment message. Your intimate relationships with the invisible world is being called upon right now as you enter unfamiliar environments and situations. It is time to commune with the great goddess, the aspect of the conscious universe in her most collaborative form. The world then becomes your oracle as it opens up and communicates everything you need in the form of signs, omens, and messages. Now is the time to pay attention to the synchronicities and those moments when logic and reason fail to give you the full picture. The Mesopotamian goddess Ishtar reminds you of the time in her ancient temples when her priestesses served as oracles, communing with the goddess and imparting wisdom to the people who sought guidance. Look at everything in your life as an opportunity for communion, losing the need for self-centeredness, connecting to Source in a sacred, intimate way. You will not pray on your knees as a supplicant. You engage the great goddess as a partner in co-creation, participating in the making of worlds. No one needs to rescue you when you act empowered, aware and awake of the wondrous miracle that you are part of. This message I love so much. So it takes that part that we were kind of talking about in the previous weeks about how everything is kind of an inside job, to quit kind of looking outside of ourselves for those answers. And I like how this card, this communion card, when you are on this spiritual journey and you believe in a higher power and you believe in Source or you believe in God or whatever that is, this universal creative consciousness or the Christ consciousness, it is that co-creation. It's not that we are bowing down to something that we believe controls us. It's about working with spirit in order to manifest the things that we want in our life, in order to go through all these trials and tribulations and learning the lessons and the karmic implications, all of that. But we don't have to do it alone, right? So yes, a lot of stuff that I said over the last few weeks, the inside job, we have everything we need to know inside of us. Like I can, when I do a reading for somebody, I can connect to that other person without us even being in the same room or the same province or the same country, just by communing with their energy and be able to relay messages to them. But again, it's this co-creation and this communion of working together. So if you're a person that likes to go see mediums and intuitive readers or get card pulls, and you go in there and you basically are testing their psychic ability, that's not the purpose of having a reading with somebody. The purpose is getting their insight and working together on a solution to how you want to proceed forward on your journey. It's not about testing somebody to see if they're legit or not. If you have a session with somebody and things aren't jiving, then they're just not the person for you, right? So what else we need to know is Ceridwen potential, and she is in the reversed position, number 9. So the alignment message. When you become complacent in your comfort zone, you run the risk of never moving beyond where you are. Your true potential remains dormant and inaccessible. This may feel like a vague boredom, an envy of others, or an anxiety accompanied by a sense of low self-worth, reinforced by habit or an addiction to feeling like life will be amazing for everyone else but you. Or in so many cases, it's just been trained into you after generation upon generation of repression and conformity. The goddess, I don't know if it's Saradwin or Caridwin, comes to remind you that it's time to course correct. Your alignment task is to turn this around by releasing all judgment towards yourself and others and reclaiming those dreams you seem to have lost. Write down those dreams and set your intentions. Then look in a mirror, imagining that you are looking into Saradwin's transformative cauldron and say them out loud as if they have already happened. You are so much more than you allow yourself to be. Only good will come of your growth. Your dreams and cherished desires are important to the divine. The way is simple and profound. Say yes with gratitude in your heart, and the goddess Saradwin will lead you to discover your highest good. So you can see how my throat chakra just totally went out there, and it's kind of it's been wanting to go out this whole time. That's because the messages here are so important. The importance of this potential, and not realizing or not seeing our potential, and not seeing how we make a difference in this world, or what our role is to play right now. It's all important, but you don't have to do it alone. You can use that communion piece. And if you need some help or need some support, and you go see a practitioner of whatever kind, whether it's Reiki or medium, whatever it is, you are working in partnership with them to go on to your next step, to become something more. And it is about intention setting. So we just had the new moon. The new moon is great for intention setting and for manifestation. And it was the new moon in Aries. Aries is all about action and drive. And, we just entered into the sign of Aries, which is the beginning of the astrological year. Like, there's so many new beginnings right now, and especially with spring. So even though in the world or in the country right now, we might be feeling a little oppressed with the restrictions and everything, there is something that is being broken right now so that there can be something newborn. And you need to decide what your role in that is going to be. And whatever your role is, that is okay. You're going to have people on this spectrum and people on this spectrum. There is that polarity there. Having compassion and understanding for that polarity is important, because we need to have both in order for us to have balance. Being able to kind of open the blinders and get a different perspective is really important as we kind of step through into, like, in April and then into May. Where is this all going is Gaia, Earth, number 16. So she is our Earth Mother, and she's in the empowerment message. This is really good. So being grounded, slowing down, remaining present in your body is the message that the great goddess Gaia has for you right now. Perhaps you spent too much time in your head lately and have not taken as good of care of yourself as you would have liked. Get into a rhythm and make sure that you get enough sleep, commit to spending more time in nature, and eat sustainably with conscious awareness. Gaia, the Earth, Mother of all life, invites you to pay attention to your body, for you are a creature of the earth as well as spirit. You are a part of the living earth, which is the foundation for all of life that has physical form. What form does your life take? This is a perfect time to take a closer look to ensure that you're happy with it. You're also asked to examine the foundation of what you are building now. If it doesn't feel solid and stable, now is the perfect time to focus on stability and security, ensuring you move forward in a grounded way. The goddess Gaia reminds you that the earth is the playground for conscious manifestation, so be respectful of this truth. Now, I'm laughing and giggling as I am reading this card, because this message of being grounded, and especially the message about stability and foundations, has really been hammered home into me this past week. So this past week, personal story, I've kind of fallen down into this barefoot minimalist shoe rabbit hole, we'll say. And it's not about, only having a couple pairs of shoes in your closet. It's not. It's about the structure of the shoe or the sandal itself. And it's about building up a strong foundation so that you can improve your alignment, so that you can improve your posture, so that you can reduce those pain points that you do have in your body. So that if you have this strong foundation and this stability, that you're able to adapt to new and different environments. And that, taking something that is so physical, talking about our physical body. So doing that exercise in your physical body, it's also going to strengthen your mental stability, because you have to be present when you are making changes like that, when you are making conscious choices about every bite that you are eating, that you are consuming, that you are tasting, the flavors and all of that. So it goes for everything. The content that you're consuming, it's really about being in that present moment. So this stuff where we're kind of up in our head with the co-creation and kind of getting the touchy-feely parts of ourselves. When we get a real understanding of the why, some of our traumas, where some of the limiting beliefs have become, and then we're trying to break free of that, a really good way of breaking free of that is getting grounded. And for some people, meditation helps them getting grounded, or just being outside gets them grounded. There's so much there, but that's where this is going. It's great to be all up here and living in your own little spiritual universe. You have to remember that you are a human being having a spirit, you're a spiritual being having a human experience. You need to live here right now in the present, because otherwise, why the hell are you here? Why the hell do you have a body, right? You have a purpose to fulfill. And it's in the here, it's in the now. It's finding the balance between work life, between family life, between your health, between your friends, between your spirituality. It's bringing that and integrating all of that together. So how are we going to go about this? So our action card this week is Spider Woman. And again, co-creation. When I'm thinking about Spider Woman and co-creation, I'll find her in the book. But what's hitting me right now is support systems. Support systems where the relationship is a give and a take relationship. It's a nice symbiotic relationship where you are being held accountable for your actions. One thing I've done in my family this past week is I told them we were doing this social experiment with dishes. So everybody gets one plate, one fork, one spoon, one knife, one glass, and that's it. And so it's showing them accountability and responsibility, that there is an impact for every action. There is an impact. So you go to eat or consume food, well, then you have the waste or you have the dirty dish that you need to be accountable for and to clean so that it is ready for the next time. So my kids, they're 5, they're 8, and they're 9. It's not maybe that I'm going to live like this forever, but even just doing this experiment for a month, that's what I told them. I told them we would do this for 30 days. It's to get them into the habit and to get them a little bit more mindful in thinking about being responsible. So the hope here is by introducing it in a nice and simple way like this, that we can then move or transfer this skill that we are going to learn into other aspects of life, right? Into other aspects of, maybe laundry, or maybe, keeping the room tidy, or keeping the basement tidy, playing a game, making sure it goes away, all those sorts of things. But really just bringing it all around and all full circle, and that everybody has a role and a part to play in a healthy household. Co-creation, right? So the alignment message, our action is, you must be accountable for your creations, especially when you discover that they are not truly reflective of your authentic desires, or reveal they belong only to your ego. It's not enough to turn your back and hope that they will go away. So I like things, right? We had lots of dishes, lots of beautiful dishes. And at first, when we moved into this home, I figured, we have 5 family members. So, we all need, enough stuff for breakfast. We all need enough stuff for lunch. And then we all need enough stuff for dinner. And then at the end of the day, all of that can get taken care of. So that, dishes were only getting done maybe once a day, kind of a thing. But then there was so many of them that they didn't all necessarily fit into the dishwasher. And then you're left with a huge stack to still wash, right? And I hate washing dishes. So lots of times that stack just got left. And that's not how I want to live. Because then if I wanted to, not that I can have anybody over, but if I wanted to have somebody to come over, then I'm in this mad rush to clean up this huge mess when it could have been prevented in the first place. So really kind of taking a look at what's not working and seeing if you can change it. And sometimes it might be a simple change as something as a schedule, or it might literally be that the thing needs to change, right? The stuff needs to change. Okay, moving back. If you have hurt someone else, you must repair the break. If you have manifested something you're not prepared to commit to, be humble and release it. The form is rarely the same as you imagined, and you can always begin again by calling on Spider-Woman's power of wisdom and co-creation for help. Sometimes you might get caught up in the strands of the web itself, only following the one you think is sparkly and matches your wants. This fosters the illusion of separation. Spider-Woman offers you the alignment task of recalibrating your position. With her help, you can move out of seeing separation everywhere to seeing the truth that all life is interconnected and sacred. It kind of goes back to the beginning when I was saying, there's those polarities, but we need to have that polarity for the balance. If we don't, there's that web, there's that strand, there's that cord that is needed there to help with the balance. And the co-creation, it makes a ton of sense with all these cards. But with the Spider-Woman, with the action, it's taking everything that's kind of going up here and actually making a commitment to physically and materialistically change what you are doing right now in your life. And once you get that decluttered and organized, you are going to feel connected and grounded and stable, and in a way where you are going to be able to easily adapt to sudden changes. It's creating that space so that if there is a chaotic event or experience coming into your life, you can easily adjust and pivot without going through a total mental breakdown. Right? Do you have space for a mental breakdown right now? If something traumatic was to happen in your life right now, would you be able to handle it without going off the deep end? Think about it. And if the answer is no, then let's get that changed. And if you need help, reach out. I can do a session with you. We could do a coach call. We can talk. We can get through this and come up with some specific action steps for you. Anywho, I better let you go. Thumbs up, give this video a like, subscribe if you're not subscribed. I really hope you guys have a wonderful week. Take care. I am super excited and pumped. This was great. See ya.